As a race, humans consider themselves to be masters of their world. Humans, however, are not forever. All races must end, as the future bleakens with knowledge of power that must diverge. People are ever closer to this doomsday. When, how, and why will humans disappear?
The ascending colors vertically will represent the probability of such an event, and the ascending colors horizontally shall suggest how terminal the threat will be to humankind.
People have always tried to count the days until the end. Survivably, people wish to know it, to prepare, to avoid. But if one avoids, fate is still not met. Religion was among the first. St. Thomas Aquinas created a unified end to humanity.
The Catholic Orthodox Aquinas believed that existence meant the exister must hold some degree of goodness, or that life would be impossible, and likewise, hatred impairs existence. Unity with the Lord, Aquinas thought, would mean taking his people to heaven and leaving earth. All actions must have a want, for when that want secedes, thou is pure enough to join with the Lord.
Aquinas, however, left the humans in the dark when it came to a date. Religion may offer an answer, but not an entirely feasible one. The probability of such a terminal event is, at least in the eyes of current and scientific mind, near impossible.
In fact, why not be more scientific? Biological weaponry is a terminal risk, remaining at a relatively high probability, as tools such as
genetic therapy, pathogenetic mutations, the comprehension of the human genome begin to surface into reality. Bioweaponry remains, like a virus, unpredictable. A loose strand of Ebola zari, an infectiously dominant form of polio, or a break in the security of smallpox begs for a lethal end.
brutal and speedy, a plague still remains unideal. It only warrants a maximum of 90% lethality, that is, when untinkered.
Take the bubonic plague, for example. Though decimating 1/3 of Europe, 2/3 of humanity walked away. The Spanish flu, directly after World War I, did not hinder the population from growing.
Even a future suicidal terrorist who holds a more adaptive plague cannot crush the human race. A select few has a drastic possibility of survival. With a population nearing 7 billion today, at a blinding pace of 1.14% per year, our bioweapon has a low probability of being terminal.
As Dr. Nick Bostrom says to BBC, humanity has outlasted disease, floods, predators, war. In this new technological era, there are threats we have no track record of surviving.
Artificial intelligence. We do not have a track record with AI. 40 years ago, a calculator needed a living room. Now it needs 1 cubic nanometer of storage and an SSD.
And in that SSD, AI can now beat the world's greatest chess player and devour hours of entertainment in human media.
Today, the stock market, social, and monetary transactions, United States drone control, they are primarily controlled by machine. Take, for example, DARP, a company that has helped build the internet. The company is now focusing on the creation of robots that can aid in dangerous situations.
The military has utilized such a device for dismantling bombs in Iraq.
Tomorrow, technology will continue to accelerate, removing human casualty from a battlefield. It may seem promising.
two threats emerge. A terrorist capable of reprogramming a device such as a robot, or much less counterable, a robot capable of reprogramming itself. Co-founder of Intel, Gordon E. Moore, created a law to illustrate the rate at which technology would grow. Every 18 months, chip performance would double until the state of atomic levels. Alas, technology is undeniably fast, and astrophysicist Stephen Hawking told the universe that, at this rate, robots will outsmart us in the next 100 years. Sentience, when a robot becomes self-aware.
If a society of robots were able to achieve sentience, humanity would be doomed. A wish to save energy, or ill necessity for the creator, would read to a robot as a drive for efficiency.
According to Microsoft's Steve Ballmer, efficiency is the ultimate goal for our programs.
Humanity would be unnecessary. As postulated, the two intelligent species cannot coexist peacefully in the same environment. With control of our environment, monetary values, defense, the creators could not survive. A robot would have the mechanical perfection to wipe the last of the human race from the Earth, be it nuclear warheads, control of the human medium, or sheer production speed.
Dr. Brostrom speculates a bottleneck. There's a bottleneck in human history. Human condition is going to change. It could be that we end in a catastrophe, or that we are transformed by taking much greater control of our biology.
Humans master their environment. They become their mightiest threat. Sentience is inevitable by Moore's law.
The current articles state robots require appropriate levels of human judgment over force.
Though relatively vague, perhaps humanity is moving in the right direction. But our nations are gaining control as people hand it to them. Who can fear pleasure and comfort? Sentience serves as a terminal threat to humanity. Possibilities must be handled, like humans may be right now. Popularized by the Matrix, what if the simulation we're living in got shut down?
Minds must interpret their surroundings in a span of 80 milliseconds. Everything must filter through the brain. What could prevent a tinker with that filter? A creation of life, filling the vision with lies? Nothing can tell you otherwise, and the only truth you could know has been changed.
There are many ends, a long list, and I can only be here for so much time. But let us consider one final, finite solution.
Assume that the human race remains in perpetual existence. Let us observe how time remains finite. To start, in 1,000 years, most words will have disappeared, and Earth's axis will tilt away in 13,000. In 100,000 years, either a supervolcano or an asteroid will have destroyed Earth, and in 50,000 years, people can expect a new ice age. In 50,000 years, at sublight speeds, the entire galaxy could be colonized. For, in 60 million years, Earth's orbit shall become completely unpredictable, as well as in 1 billion years, the sun's temperature shall evaporate the oceans. In one possibility, the Big Rip, in 20 billion years, all matter of the universe by dark energy shall be torn apart. In 110 trillion years, all stars' fuel shall be exhausted. In these years, even the universe will sigh as thermal energy and dark energy remain in the spaces incredibly far apart. Nothing but the cold winds of the void shall fill the empty space.
Deserve such a fate. Humans are finite after all, but they're also unique, not because of emotions, competition, morality. Humans became such a definitive earthen species due to cooperation.
Humans first needed to overcome competition to hunt down enormous prey, thus asking for a survival of not the fittest, but the best fitting. Cooperation made humans go on to learn new languages, obtain cultures, and gain a sense of morality. This build let humans arrive to today.
Their demise, therefore, must be those who can smash that strength and crumble cooperation. Something fast, or something that does it better. When, why, and how will the end come to humans? 100 years, the creations. 200 years, a plague. And trillions past, a cold darkness. Most likely here, in the shadows of the human mind.
They're already here. Oh, not yet. Oh, what will they do to us? But they must. They don't have to, do they? Our race was a mess from the start. Self-destructing, greedy, I don't care. Suddenly it comes. It's always been here, hasn't it? Perhaps it is. If you define always. Always. Always is in the eye of the beholder, my sweet. Since we were here? Maybe it was just waiting. Yesterday. If only I could have another yesterday. But there will be no tomorrow. At least not for us. For me. At last. It's almost over. No, please.